Okay, finger picking patterns can be great fun and an alternative way to just strumming your way through the ukulele, and obviously they sound great when combined. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with a nice simple basic pattern called the cage pattern. And the reason why it's called cage is because it literally spells out the word cage with the strings. So when you play this one open, it's a C. You play the bottom one open, it's an A. Play the top one open, it's a G. And then the second from the bottom is an E. So that spells out cage. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is decide what fingers are going to pluck which strings. And everybody does this when you kind of start finger picking. You tend to hold on to the bottom of the uke, so we don't want to do that at all. What you want to do is bring your fingers in and get them on the actual strings. So what I've done, I'm just resting my thumb on the C string because that's the one we're going to be starting off with. Index finger is on the E string below. So if you pinch them two together, they're the directions that you're going to be plucking. Down with the thumb, up with the index finger. And you can see down the bottom, my middle finger is just resting on the A string. And again, that one plucks up. Okay, so the two fingers that aren't doing anything, they're just basically going to rest on the body of the uke and give you a little bit of support. Okay, so you don't need to do that. You can keep them free and freely play like this. But what it does, it just gives you that little pivot and a little bit more security to get your fingers back onto the strings. So practice with them fingers on the body and then thumb on the C string, index on the E, and your middle fingers on the A, and just give them a squeeze together. So this is now going to be your starting position. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to pluck the C string first with the thumb. Okay, and then that thumb is going to move to the G string because that's going to alternate between the C and the G. That's going to play both of these strings, but they're never together, so there's always a finger in between. So you go from the C, and then you're going to pluck the bottom string with your middle finger, which is the A, and then back to the thumb at the top for the G, and then to the index finger for the E. Okay, so now you can see where I'm plucking, I'm over the sound hole, because what I can do, I can get my fingers right in under the strings there. If you're going to pluck there, you don't have as much room. You can still do it, but you don't have as much room to get them fingers under. So just move your arm down to where the sound hole is, and that's where you want to pluck. And you'll also get a bit more volume there as well. When you're strumming, ideally you want to strum a bit further up so you don't get a muffled, muddy sound. But with finger picking, you really want them strings to be heard, so you want to kind of get right over the sound hole there. So what we're going to do, we're just going to keep this technique going, and I'm just going to start off playing nice and slow, the C, the A, the G, and the E, and I'm going to keep that going. So that's what you want to do, is just start off really slow, make sure the right fingers are on the right strings, and just keep going. So the pattern on the page that you're being looking at is it's an eighth pattern. So for every 4 beats, we're going to slow the tempo right down, and we count it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you get 2 rounds of cage within 1 bar. Okay, so again, really, really slow. 1 and 2 and thumb, middle, thumb, index. And then to practice this, what you want to do, if you set your metronome to about 60 beats per minute, or 50 if you like, if you want to slow it down even more, and just practice playing that. So every first beat will be on the beat, the second one will be in between the beat, third one on beat 2, in between the beat, and then beat 3, and so on. And you just keep going like this. So just practice as long as you can, and once you start to get the hang of it, you can start to speed up a little bit, but make sure it's them right fingers. So thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. Okay, so that is the cage finger picking pattern, just to get you started. So enjoy.